Could you give us your name?
Sure. Helen Callier, founder and president of Permit Us Now.
What inspired you in your career to start this career?
And so I've been went to the Prairie View A&M University, right down the road. It was my dad was a college professor there, got his master's there, and so forth. So I pursued mechanical engineering, and so been in the industry for many years, from tied to design and construction in some manner. Right. So started my career in the oil and gas fields, and then transitioned to vertical structures from there. So it's always been something that's been exciting. And so challenges for me is that I stay focused on the big picture, right? And I think that everybody that I'm in contact with, if I convey that message, it's huge and it stays there. So for me, it hasn't been a road of challenges being a female or a woman in construction period or engineering period. It's not a challenge for me because I stay focused on the big picture, make sure that I'm very clear in describing what needs to happen for the task that we're managing, if you will, and that confidence moves.
Exudes in the room. Yes.
Correct.
So they pick up on it.
They definitely pick up on it. I think since I've been I've been confident.
Yes, and that's awesome. Yes, you're supposed to keep that confidence. Yes, I love that.
So too.
Right. Do you believe women's roles have evolved in the housing segment?
I mean, definitely women's roles in building, construction, design, inspection has evolved in housing. I mean, we see that. I mean, normally it would have been some years ago, possibly 2 or 3% of women in construction in that aspect, but it has grown to at least 12, 13%. For women involved in design and construction. And many of those are going to be in housing because it's viewed as maybe a more simpler construction aspects versus commercial project or maybe a complex manufacturing facility and so forth. Even though that there's some project managers out there that are women and they do some dangerous work. I mean, they're spot on and they're some of the best in the industry. But I think housing is you see a lot of women in housing from what I see, either from a site cleanup or it could be managing a crew that's doing framing of the housing or demolition aspects, and definitely involved with inspection and of course building permitting as we drive and do that from a design standpoint too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See more women out there actually in the field doing the work, getting the work done, because it's normally a male dominant area.
Yeah, so normally a male dominant area, but as you go through cycles, right, in the industry where there's a strain on labor, right, there's a lack of labor, right. The word lack is not in my vocabulary, but for lack of another word, there's a lack of trade and labor out there. So that creates opportunities for folks who normally would not have been in that industry to pursue and go forward. I believe that strengths that women have make them ideal for being involved with housing.
Or I agree with that 100%. Can you share a significant turning point or breaking moment while working with HCD? Will you work with us, partner?
Yeah, I think challenging point, maybe breaking points, using your words, is that we've handled probably 20, 30, houses, a month when it was really flowing, right? And that was before it transitioned to another entity to have oversight. And so part of the challenges was making sure that we had that the owner's authorization, right, as it's tied to the CBDG dollars, the owner's authorization, and getting that in a timely manner, and then getting the paperwork collected and gathered in a timely manner, because that's truly from a homeowner standpoint when the clock starts ticking, right? The clock starts ticking for them. Starts also ticking for the contractor as well at that juncture, and so it's then moving rapidly through there. We had some opportunities for improvement through City of Houston permitting and making sure that we can move, expeditiously through. And so thankful for input from the housing side to say, here's the typical scope for housing, here's what we're doing, and then look to say, what can we do to streamline, or what can we do to streamline that particular effort. So, we do what we do and we enjoy what we do. And so if something looks as though it's a challenge, we're going to crash the walls, if you will, right? And in basketball, I think basketball season, we're going to crash the boards, right? On both ends of the court to make sure that we pull that permit in time and manner. Yeah, because that's huge, and forgive me with that. And so a building permit is a critical milestone, right? In order for the contractor to be able to start construction in a timely manner. Our vision as we look at projects is that family moving in, right? We have to be focused on there because that's the ultimate. So that means building permit, critical milestone, and then all the inspections occurring in a timely manner, and it's getting a COC, certificate of compliance, and then so the family can move in. That's the picture here, right? And so as a woman in the industry, I'm looking at this, right? Because this is the pool here. Right, this is the pool here, and that's one of the reasons that why we're involved in the housing program with the City of Houston. We've worked on City of Houston projects for many years now. Some of those have been maybe street cut permits, could be underground utilities, could be fire stations. But who sees that? Right. I mean, you're putting in big underground utilities and so forth. It's like, you don't think about it, right? But somebody has to get a permit for that, right? Mm-hmm. But we truly touch people's lives when we're getting a permit for affordable housing. Yes. Right? And then we see that when they're moving in, because now that's changing the trajectory of that family in a positive manner, right? So it allows us to say, how can we improve lives, make it a better place to live, work, and play and pray?
Absolutely.
Right. And we see that. And so we've had the pleasure not only for single family homes that, destroyed during Harvey, many other floods in between then, or hurricanes, but as well as some of the new, high rises that are up as well around the Greenway, the Greens Point area too. So for apartment complexes and so forth, and those are affordable, that makes a difference. That makes a difference.
Yes. Yeah, definitely does. Especially because affordable housing is important.
Yeah.
Being able to provide that, that has to be gratifying. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's it's a good feeling. I mean, it is a good feeling that, again, knowing that you're making a difference for a family, right? And to see sometimes it makes the news in a positive manner, where folks are moving into their homes and they're cutting the ribbon or they're moving on in, and that's like, that's a right on from that standpoint.
Yes.
Right, that's a right on. They say I played a role.
Yes, a significant role.
A significant.
People don't even think about.
Sure, significant role. So yeah, it's very gratifying for that. Very gratifying to tell a story.
So, what legacy do you hope to leave?
Oh, legacy, the legacy that I hope to leave. The legacy, I mean, not only about, delivering permits in a timely manner, right? On time, every time as promised. On time, every time as promised. But it's just what we talked about. How do they feel, right? Be it if they're moving into the home and so forth, and then what does it mean for the community as a whole to know that you played a role with that? That's huge right there.
Yes.
That's significant right there. I know that we also handle permits for the HEB grocery store off of 288.
And it was a food desert.
That was
providing food.
That was a food desert, right? And that was a food desert there, which of course we know the city, contributed dollars coming from that partnership here, and so how many lives have we touched there?
Yep, exactly.
Right. How many lives have we touched there?
So many people are so thankful for that store to be right there in their community.
Right.
So to be able to be in the, although you are not in the, people don't know, like you providing a significant role, making sure the permits came. Because that was necessary and needed for that community.
Yeah, that was significant. I mean, we do a lot of work for HEB across the state, and when we're shopping there, we're looking at things to say, we've got to make sure we get this permit here. We've got to make sure we move it quickly because it's the experience that they're having in the store and they're feeling good. The same aspect when they're going home with their groceries to the house in which we've handled and provided a permit, right? And then we know coming through the pandemic, right? And then the WAKE of that pandemic, folks want to feel nurtured, loved, hugged, right? Hugged as well, and be a part of something that's important for their family and the community. And so being involved with the housing program allows us to say, we were there, we helped.
I love the way you put that, they leave the grocery store going to their home, just like providing the complete community, making sure that everything is complete in the community. And that's awesome being able to do that. That is awesome. Can you share some of the you've already shared some of your projects. Is there any projects that you help move forward that you are extremely proud of and you want to let everyone know, we had our hand in these projects, although you may not know, we're behind the scenes, but we had a significant part in this project.
I mean, there's
sure you have a ton.
There's been a time. I mean, there's many projects that we can highlight. I mean, for example, when you go through Hobby Airport, the Houston Airport system, and so probably 85% of those concessions, retails, restaurants, bars, and so forth, we've handled the permits for.
Wow.
And so it's about the passenger experience in that regard. And if you provide that ideal passenger experience, then we know that the Houston Airport system is an economic catalyst, right, engine for the area.
Yes.
Right. And so as you go through and you may be eating your, a taco over here or going to the Lego store, which is going to make a huge difference for children and young and old children going through the Lego store. I mean, that is that's significant. Is that right? Because that sets the tone for that travel.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. What's available for me to consume and eat. And have an experience, it sets the tone for their travel going to whatever destination that they may have.
Absolutely.
Right. And so we played a role with that. It was huge.
And also people coming in.
Oh yeah.
It sets the tone for people coming in.
Yeah.
And this city has all these great things to offer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a lot of projects. I mean, from being involved with Houston Community College system with their bond program, because typically when you're working on bond programs in schools, you're working in between semesters, right, or seasons. So you may get a task order or a contract, in a December, and you got to get going.
Yes,
right,
because you have a deadline.
You got a deadline.
Yes.
Right, you have a deadline. Same situation when we worked on projects for the Dynamo Stadium, right? Very rapid because you're working in between the seasons. So you may think, hey, we have a 12-month, we have a 10-month, no, it's not. We're talking weeks here.
Yes.
We're talking weeks. And that's, reviewing the plans. That's, QA/QC in the plans before they're submitted into the city. That's making sure that we've already had conversations with the folks on the city permitting to say, hey, it's coming in. We got to move on through. And why? Is it because of, some folks playing soccer? It's more than that. We're talking about, recreation. We're talking about entertainment, but it speaks of quality of life. Right. Quality of life, and it's making a huge difference. And of course, we know where that is. So a lot of projects. A lot of projects. I mean, things that we do for Houston Metro. So it's just a lot going on.
Wow. So your hands on everything.
Yeah.
In the city.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing that this is coming from, again, a woman in this field, and they're able to touch so many different issues and make so many different changes. We'd love to see it. Looking ahead, what do you believe is your most pressing challenges and opportunities that other women that want to get in your field may have and if they want to actually get into this field.
And so if other women want to get into the field, realizing it's a relationship business, and all business is about relationships, right? And so going through the pandemic was very telling for a lot of businesses, and some did not make it. And why did they make it? Because you fail to know that it's a relationship business, and then realize that some folks are wallflowers, and so therefore you don't show up well virtually.
Good. Well, then, yes, that's important.
It's one thing to be a wallflower in person because somebody may come up to you, but if you're on a webinar or some sort of meeting online and you don't say anything, then that's a missed opportunity. That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, because you're forgotten about.
You not even thought about it.
Yes.
I mean, forget it.
Yes.
I mean, you're not even thought about it. So it's all about relationships and knowing what you do well and what your strengths are, right, and bringing that to the table. But for us, it's being always very clear on what our dream, our vision, our purpose, and our mission, in order to drive us. Not only doing business in the Houston and surrounding areas, but across the state and other states as well. So the opportunities are there for sure. Yeah. This is Helen Callier. So glad to be here today with the Houston Housing City of Houston and the Community Development Department to be able to share what we do well, right? And that's touched the lives of those moving into affordable housing. And we're so happy to be a part of this and to make a difference on hundreds and hundreds of homes. Hundreds and hundreds of homes.
And we love that, to have you here to share your experiences for Women History Month. Because there are a lot of women don't even have the courage to get out in the field that you've gotten into. So you will encourage these women who may have thought about it and was like, you know what, that's a male-dominant field. And they don't even know there is a woman in this field dominating the field.
Sure, there's several women in the field, and know that you have strengths already, and you can lean into those strengths to start your business and or either to get into the field in some manner. So feel free to call me. Always, you can reach us on our website. It's going to be down there somewhere at permitusnow.com, and we just love what we do. So I want to say thank you so much. Absolutely.
I love this.
Yeah.
Thank you.